Greetings, Goddess Body Mind Spirit community. This is your Goddess Guru, Tyra Omilade, here to share a word of inspiration with you on your path to self realization and self mastery. So, something that I just wanted to find out is, did you know that my first initiation as a priestess is not into Ifa or the Orisha tradition, because I'm not Ianifa. It's not into the Orisha tradition as a priestess of Yemoja. It is into the goddess tradition, Sacred Feminine Mysteries. Someone asked a question. I was looking back through comments, and thank you all so much for comments. Um, like, did I hear about the Orisha first? Did they call on me first, or did I read about them in a book? Like, what came first? Reading about Ifa or experiencing Ifa? And as I was replying, I was like, you know what? Actually, I really do feel that I always was connected to the ancestors. I just remember as a little girl saying some things to my mom. There was always like this talk in my ear, and I described this calling. And I always used to say, though, why does God have to be a man? Why can't God be a woman? You know? And so when I met my godmother, yeah, well, I got my lekes first, you know, but to actually initiate, it was not as a priestess in the Ifa tradition, the Orisha tradition. Um, it was into the goddess tradition. So that's something that I don't know if people pick up about me very much. I know people know that I talk about the goddess. I mean, the name of my website is goddessbodymindspirit.com. And it was during my initiation. It took us 3 years to get through that initiation. It doesn't take that long now, but it took me a little while to get through. And so, right at the end, right when I was getting ready to finish my initiation, I heard I should start that website to share more wisdom about the Great Mother energy. And so, you know, that is really, to a large extent, the foundation of everything that I do. I connect with the energy of the goddess. Like, I see the goddess energy is everything comes from that energy. It's the energy of it's the manifest energy. I know that's crazy sounding. I remember during my initiation, or maybe after my initiation, I was reading about the Hindu tradition, which has a big goddess presence too. And it sounded like the masculine was actually the unmanifest, and the feminine is what created the manifest reality. And I remember thinking that doesn't sound right, because typically I think feminine energy is, like it's subtle and quiet and cool, the yin, and then the masculine is the yang, it's hot and fiery, so boom, but now the longer I think about it, everything is birthed from the womb. This is why the womb of women is our wombs are all powerful. Our wombs uh, our wombs are a divine emanation of the womb of the Great Mother. This is something that I hope I'll be able to make sure I share. Typically, I'm working with my godmother, with women who are going through our initiations that are about women initiating into this goddess tradition. So I don't all the time talk about it on my channel, but it is something that I think is very important for people to really understand. Another question that someone asked me was, like, it sounded like I was saying Ifa, Ori, and Orisha are all one and the same. Well, they are all one and the same, because there's only one divine consciousness, and everything emanates from that, you know. But there's the way my godparents taught me, and I have accepted this as my own, spiritual paradigm and philosophy. There are many paths, one truth. Okay. And so That's how I roll. I roll from, it's to a certain degree, the foundation of what I do is in the initiation is called you initiate into the sacred feminine mysteries. That is the foundation of everything that I do. That is what educates me about E5. It's weird for me. It's very, very weird sometimes. But I'm not just E5. I'm largely, I'm a lot EFI. EFI, you know, the mindset of EFI and just the wisdom, the technology, everything of it guides me in so many ways too. But there's also the part of what I do, which almost like I said is foundational, is the goddess tradition, the sacred feminine mysteries. And the more we operate from this energy, it informs how we operate in the world. It informs how, whether or not we're going to panic in a situation or not. I think that because so many of us have no connection, no real connection, conscious, I should say, because it's real, it's there whether we are aware of it or not. But we don't have a conscious connection to this energy called the Great Mother energy. And so, you know, we're just a little, to a certain degree, we're one-sided. We're very masculine. This world is so masculine, even though so much about it is so feminine. Look at how the earth just does what it does. It's the bounty of the earth. It's just like this regeneration, this rebirth, this all of this. This is the energy of the mother, and so it's important for us to make sure, and I'm really talking to all of you out there with the womb. You've got to work with your womb. Period. Um, and I'll start talking to people about that a little bit more. That's something that we can absolutely do. Uh, but I will tell you, a lot of people, as soon as we start doing womb work, folks start losing it. That's the power of the womb. You start tapping into your inner power through the womb, and it's just so much for people. That's why we need to do it, you know? But I do want people to understand that my first initiation is into the sacred feminine mysteries, the goddess tradition. Period. That's what I am. It's a lot of us out. Well, not a lot because our group is small, but it's I've initiated 12 years ago, and there's been plenty of priestesses. So I don't know if y'all ever see this. Typically, y'all are seeing my leques from E5, right? I don't wear all my leques. We don't have no one for Oya. I wish we did, but there's no leke for Oya. But y'all see Oshun and Yemonja. And then once I initiated, started, working towards initiating as a priestess. And people who aren't initiating necessarily priests and priestesses can still get their hand of Ifa. So, this indicates me getting my hand of Ifa. And then this is my Eleke that I got when I initiated as a priestess of the Sacred Feminine Mysteries. So just know a lot of what you see is E5, but it's also other stuff up in here. I'll got one other thing about me. I'm very much into metaphysics. I feel that we have a Western mindset. And so metaphysics is like our modern day way of being able to really and truly grasp what Ifa in the goddess tradition is all about. But it makes more sense to the Western mindset. Metaphysics. I remember when I really got deep into metaphysics, I was like, wow. The only thing I didn't like about metaphysics is it just does not have ritual. And so that's something I love about the goddess tradition. That's one of the first things we teach people who work with us. We teach them ritual. And ritual is about really and truly connecting with the inner self. I love that about Ifa. There's always some ritual to do. So I don't know if I guess I've met some people who do rituals for metaphysics, but they still will be sort of spiritual. So it's sort of like metaphysics it almost could be like, I don't know, too sciencey, too sciencey. So yeah, that would be like the third basis. So when y'all hear me say things like, um, there's just one manifest reality. I mean, there's just one reality. Everything emanates from the one reality. That's what I learned through metaphysics, and I find it to be true. I mean, all is one. But see, that's spirituality too. When I think about the Metaneta, which is, to me, when I read the Metaneta the first time, I could not freaking figure out what that book was saying. I had to read this book like a lot to really catch what it was saying. And so then I started studying other spiritual works. And then I started realizing, man, this man is very much into metaphysics. The one who wrote the Metaneta, Raul Nefer Amen. And so just in my studies, that's when I began to just really see metaphysics in everything. It's everything is, to me, sort of describing metaphysics, but there's just different religions and spiritual paths and tradition and techniques that do so, and it's just different ways of thinking about it. And I think one of the reasons I'm talking about this goddess tradition is because it really is a unique mindset. It's a unique perspective and view of the world. And it's, in my opinion, somewhat different from Ifa. Somewhat. I don't know how to explain it. But anywho, I just wanted to get on and share that. Thank y'all for letting me have this moment with y'all. My website is goddessbodymindspirit.com. And again, you can become a part of my Patreon community. You become a patron and get some special readings that I'm putting out every month and special events that I'm doing within my Patreon community. Patreon, patreon.com, goddessbodymindspirit.com. And I wish you all a wonderful evening. Thank you. Love y'all. Peace.